Hi guys, and today I'm going to give you a quick introduction to Google Chrome browser extensions. I'm going to do a simple hello world test and just show you how to create a Chrome extension from scratch, how to create the required files, how to register it locally, and how to test it and see it's working. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up Visual Studio Code. We're going to create a new folder for the project, and then inside that project we're going to create the required files, which is the manifest.json, which describes the project, and we're going to create a simple content.js file, which just says outputs some debug information to the console. Okay, so we've got the folder open now. The first thing to do is create a new JSON file. That has to be called manifest.json. That basically describes what extension points you're going to extend in Google Chrome browser, and also passes in references to the JavaScript files that are required for actually doing what you want to do in your extension. So I took the sample manifest.json file from the Google website. There's a really good developer support section for the Chrome browser extensions, and then just removed all the extra details that I wasn't going to be extending, filled in the name of the extension, gave it a version, and then give a list of the files that it's going to be calling. For the actual URLs that are affected, you can use regular expressions. I think I haven't been through the documentation that thoroughly. At the moment, I'm just running it against all URLs just to test it and show it working. Once you've created the manifest.json file, just going to create the content.js file, which is what was referenced in that manifest file. And I'm just doing it console.log, just so I can see something out in the actual Chrome browser once I've registered it, and I can actually verify that it's working. So it's just going to output a simple debug line to the console once it's running. Okay, so once they're all saved, the next thing to do is to go into Google Chrome. And once in Google Chrome, go to chrome://extensions, which opens up the settings for internal extensions, and then click on load unpacked extension. I won't cover how to pack an extension for deployment in this video. And once you've clicked on load packed extension, you click on the folder where you're working and press OK. I can see there's a file that I've used some of the locale settings, but I haven't filled in the rest of the required stuff, so I'll just delete that for now, just to get this extension working. You can fill those in if you need localizations for different languages, etc. So you just press reload, and you can see it's loaded correctly there. And now we can just open up a web browser and go to any page. I've specified any URL, so it doesn't matter which page you go to. And then when that page opens, you can see our debug text in it. So for our simple test, I'll have a very simple use case. We got the publishing dialog page, and if you hover over the test page 2, which is the item being published, you can actually see in the source of the page it actually has got the page ID. Quite often you would need to copy and paste that out. But it's not available in the actual GUI to copy and paste. You actually have to make a note of it and then either write it down or memorize it. In the real world, obviously, you'd use a GUI extension, but for this example, we'll use a Google Chrome extension. Okay, so we're ready to now start writing the main code. I was going to use an on-change event or a document ready, but none of those work very well. The div that we're changing. You could, of course, use jQuery and then attach a handler that way. I decided to use the mutation observer, which is more of a modern way of doing it. Well, I say modern. Looking at the documentation, it was added in Chrome 4. Anyway, so we're going to start stubbing out this code. So I'm creating an isBlank function, which I'm going to use later on to check if the text is actually is empty or whether it's been populated by that point. I'm going to create another function called check item update complete, and that's going to return a boolean of whether the title has been set, and also the inner text of the TD cell. When the page loads, it's just you get a table loaded in the response back. So if you don't hook into any onload event or anything, you won't fire the function, or when you do fire the function to change the title, the value of the TD cell from the title, it'll actually be null. So you need to actually create the mutation observer to do the equivalent of an on change, basically, for the div, and we're going to set that up to check whether the item div has been updated yet. Okay, so just setting up the observer there. And now you can see when you reload the page, you've actually got the page ID next to the item, which you didn't have before. If you wanted to extend this further, you might want to add a hyperlink there to go directly to the edit or the read-only view for that page you published. If you've got any other ideas or suggestions on things you'd like to see me cover, then let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.